Welcome back to my channel. This is a real story, told exactly as it happened. Nora was a quiet young woman who never caused trouble. She liked calm places, soft voices, and simple days. She grew up in a small town and always felt a little out of place, like she was meant for something different, but didn't know what. She trusted people easily and believed that kindness could fix almost anything. She didn't have many friends, but she didn't mind. She preferred books, long walks, and the feeling of being useful. When she lost her job, she felt scared, but also hopeful. He wanted a new start, a new life, something peaceful. So when she saw the caretaker job in the mountains, she thought it was a sign. The job ad said, "A live-in caretaker required for an old elderly woman. Quiet mountain residence. No visitors allowed." A chance to help someone. A chance to breathe again. Nora had never worked as a caretaker before, but she needed money to build a new life. She thought it was the chance she had been waiting for. The road to the house was long and narrow, climbing higher and higher into the mountains. Tall pine trees surrounded everything, blocking the sun and making the air cold even in summer. The house appeared at the end of the road like a forgotten shadow. It was old, wooden and dark, with a roof that looked ready to collapse. No neighbors, no light, no sound except the wind. Nora felt a small chill in her chest, but she told herself it was only the cold. Inside the house smelled of dust, old wood, and something she couldn't name. Something heavy, something that stayed in the air too long. The old woman, Mrs. Hale, lay in a large bed in the back room. Her skin was pale, her eyes half closed, her voice thin like paper. "I cannot move," she whispered. "You will help me." Nora felt sorry for her. For the first 2 days, everything seemed normal. Nora cooked, cleaned, and helped Mrs. Hale drink water and eat soup. The old woman barely spoke. She only watched Nora with small surprise. On the 3rd day, Nora noticed something strange. A chair in the living room was not where she left it. She was sure she had pushed it under the table, but now it stood near the window. She moved it back. The next morning, it was near the door. Nora frowned. Maybe she had forgotten. Maybe she was tired. But then she saw other things. A cup missing from the kitchen shelf. A blanket folded in a different way. A drawer open when she always kept it closed. She asked Mrs. Hale, "Did you move anything?" The old woman smiled, a slow, thin smile. "I cannot move," she whispered. "You know that." Nora tried to ignore the feeling in her stomach. She told herself the house was old. Maybe things shifted. Maybe she was confused. But every night she heard soft sounds. A step, a creak, a slow drag across the floor. To check the old woman's room, it's time. Mrs. Hale was always in bed, eyes closed, breathing slow. The days passed and Nora felt the house changing around her. The shadows seemed longer. The rooms felt smaller. The silence felt heavier. One afternoon, she found the missing cup under the bed in the guest room. She had never gone in there. She never used that room. Her hands shook. She went to Mrs. Hill. "Someone is in the house," Nora said. The old woman stared at her with wide, bright eyes. "Are you sure?" she whispered. Nora nodded. Mrs. Hill smiled again. This time, her smile reached her eyes. "You should rest," she said. "The mountain can play tricks." Nora didn't sleep that night. She sat in the kitchen with a small lamp, listening to the house breathe. At 2 a.m., she heard it. A soft step, then another, slow, careful, close. She stood up, heart bounding. She walked to the hallway. The sound stopped. She checked the old woman's room. Mrs. Hill lay in bed, eyes closed, mouth slightly open. Nora felt her skin crawl. On the 7th night, everything changed. Nora woke to silence, a deep, unnatural silence. She felt something wrong before she even opened her eyes. She went to check on Mrs. Hell. The bed was empty. The blankets were pushed aside. The pillow was on the floor. The old woman was gone. Nora froze. Her breath stopped. She whispered, "Mrs. Hale?" No answer. She stepped back into the hallway. The house felt alive, watching, waiting. Then she saw it. A shadow in the corner. Low, still, wrong. Nora's heart slammed in her chest. The shadow moved. Mrs. Hale crawled out of the darkness on her hands and feet. Her body twisted, her eyes wide and bright like an animal. She was not weak. She was not fragile. She was fast. Her voice came out sharp and clear. "You shouldn't have come here. Nora, run." The old woman followed, her steps quick and light, her breath loud, her fingers reaching for Nora's hair. Nora stumbled into the living room. The chair was in the middle of the room again, blocking her path. She pushed it aside and ran to the door. Mrs. Hale screamed behind her, a sound that didn't belong to a human voice. Nora opened the door and threw herself outside into the dark night. She ran down the mountain road, her lungs burning, her legs aching. She didn't look back. She didn't want to see how close the old woman was. She ran until she reached the main road. She ran until she saw light. She ran until she felt safe. Nora never returned to the mountain house. She never told anyone what happened. She said the job was too hard, that the old woman needed more help than she could give. But at night, when she tries to sleep, she remembers the sound of soft steps behind her. She remembers the shadow in the corner. She remembers the smile. And she knows that Mrs. Hale is still up there, in the old wooden house, waiting for the next girl who thinks she's helpless. Nora tries to forget, but some memories stay in the dark, and some houses never let you go.